Well, I have a old friend and colleague, Dr. Casey Culbertson here, who I've known for over 30 years. We were both in the cardiac ICU sector for a long time, and now that you're in industry, Casey, and so happy to see you here, familiar face here, amongst others, at the AI Med Cardiology meeting. So tell us, how do you see AI factor in what we've done in the past and as we head into the future?
No, excellent question. And first, thank you for inviting us and for organizing this meeting. Obviously, it's an excellent meeting by the attendants. So I think I represent kind of an interesting intersection, being in industry with GE Healthcare, being a pediatric cardiologist, cardiac intensivist. And I see the use of AI as trying to meld those two things together to make it more efficient for physicians, better for patients. And in our specialty of the cardiac ICU, it's a perfect place to put AI to use for better patient care. Yeah. So I find it an excellent challenge that, I like the idea as we get a little older, we're still challenged. We haven't given up yet, we haven't stopped learning, and I appreciate how you keep stimulating all of us.
Yeah, well, thank you. I think, well, if anything, we want some answers before we retire from clinical cardiology, and I think, as you know, because you came to my first cardiac ICU meeting, I was talking about a supercomputer that can help us manage patients even back in 1996. And I think, I feel like we're finally closing in on that possibility. And I even, you may or may not remember, I even named the computer Leo after Leonardo da Vinci.
Right.
Just because I think he was the first congenital cardiologist to describe a lesion. So what do you see as obstacles, since you have an amazing blended view of industry and clinical cardiology? What do you see as obstacles, and particularly from the industry perspective?
I think first, pediatric cardiology has always been a little bit of the poor grandchild in the family. So you have to make sure people understand that actually kids are our future, and so we need to make that investment in them. That kids don't vote, they don't hold jobs, so they can't quite make the inroads in terms of changing laws and things like that adults can. But they really are our future, and if we invest in them from the get-go, then the dividends that they pay back to us are just enormous. And so I think part of it's just administrative things, just get with the program in the sense that you got to make the investment now while it may be a little more expensive, because the dividend in the future is just incredibly rewarding.
Okay. And how do you see the industry's obstacles to adopt AI, or the other way around? How do you think AI is going to be a potential issue for industry?
I think industry has to figure out what's their mission. Is this something they want to pursue, or is there something else they want to do? GE and the part I work for in imaging, we've decided to make the investment because AI and imaging together work very, very well together. And in fact, that's something we look forward to working with your group with, because it's a perfect match for us. That a lot of data points, that we have computers and things that we can work with you to take all those images and help compress it into something that's useful for the patient. I think it was funny when you were talking about the Leonardo da Vinci computer. I'm thinking, I was watching the Apollo 11 thing, and they're talking about these old computers there, and now we have more computing power on our phone. Right. That we're kind of at that Apollo 11 stage, and that hopefully before we retire, we have a nice new telephone.
Well, I call that a clinical GPS for our clinical care. So, well, thank you so much for your 3 decades of support for what we do, and as we head into realization of our vision. So thank you very much, Casey.
Well, thank you for being such a visionary, Anthony.
Thank you.